All right, welcome to Patch Turned Up. We're here with our Facebook Live broadcast today. Help Desk with Joe. This is show 31. So hitting some new numbers. And this is episode 55 of our podcast and so forth. And we're going to get ready to go into our podcast show. Getting my buttons correct. This is David with Patch Turned Up Studio here in Spencer, West Virginia. We're listening to Help Desk with Joe. We have Joe in here with us as always. This is show number 31, episode 55 of our podcast series. Make sure you tune in for more podcasts, information, and music. And as we go to kick off our show, Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back. We're back for another week.
We sure are. And another interesting show. You got a lot of stuff going on. And right now, as we go, I'm looking over at our Facebook Live, and it looks like the video is not showing. So I'm going to pause here while you do a quick introduction.
I was going to say, I think I have it pulled up on my phone here.
Is it working?
As far as I can tell, it is. It says we're still live. So.
Just on my end, though, because we're doing two things here. As we do the podcast, we also do local Facebook Live. So
yeah, we're live. We're good.
Okay, all right. And as we go through, so a little bit of technical difficulties. This is what we get for not having a teenager running the producing side.
I was going to say, Dave, now this should be the one show we shouldn't have any technical issues with.
Yeah, the kids are better at it than I am for sure. And, the IT guy's on the wrong side of the studio here. So let me switch back and give you an idea if you are watching Facebook Live. You can see I'm back here doing the computer stuff. The IT guy is over there not doing the computer stuff.
Yeah.
Hence the problem we're having here today.
Yeah, social distancing is kind of ruining everything.
Yeah, it makes it hard. But, okay, as we get going here with the show, so let's get back on track. As Sina would probably smack both of us in the back of the head and say, boys, you're already off track and you're in the first couple minutes here. That's not good.
Yeah, I think there would have been, well, considering how last week's show, which I thought was great, by the way, but as far as we went off path last week, I think Cena would there would have been some bodily damage done.
Yeah, some heads would roll.
Yeah.
That's why Cena's not invited here.
Yeah.
We can go off track all we want.
There you go.
All right, well, as we get going now, Help Desk with Joe, helping out the average person that deals with technical issues and regular life stuff back at home that deals with technology and so forth, along with more business-oriented, and like you help out Patch here with nonprofit stuff. So doing a lot of good stuff here in the community, in the state, and the region. But let's get on topic. So you have some updates for us, as usual with the template, 3 updates, and the first one is going to be about Xbox.
Yeah, so I just gave you a little teaser right before we went live that on the McCutcheon Kids Christmas list, this may be making the list.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, at least I'm giving you a heads up, so you can either keep the kids off Facebook until after the show airs or what. So the new Xbox Series S, Microsoft released details yesterday on the console. Microsoft's actually going to release 2 new consoles. The first one is going to be the Microsoft X Series S, and it's going to be a lower priced, all digital console starting on November 10th.
Oh, wow. Coming out just in time for Christmas?
Yes.
Just right after? Is that after Black Friday? I don't even know if they'll still have Black Friday stuff, but...
Well, from what I'm gathered so far, Black Friday is going to look a way different this year.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, yeah. So, right in that Christmas niche, they're releasing new Xboxes.
Yes.
By golly. And, if that ends up on our list, I'm sending the bill to you. So
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so this next generation console, it's going to be, they're going to delay the releases. They're going to do the all-digital version, which means you can buy the console, but there won't be any disc slot.
Right.
Just download all your games, and that'll be starting November 10th. And the price point on this one's going to be $299.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's not bad.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that price point, considering, usually PlayStation, Xbox, those start at the $400 to $500 range, and it's usually like Nintendo tries to stay at or below the $300 range. So hitting that price point right where Nintendo is, that really shocked me. Now this is for the all digital edition. So the all digital edition, it's going to be about 60% smaller than the new Xbox Series X, because it does not have the Blu-ray drive and all that, and it's going to come with a 512 gig solid state drive. So you talk about speed, you're going to get plenty of speed, and it's going to be able to do 4K UHD Blu-ray disc.
Wow.
Well, 4H video.
Yeah.
4K video, sorry.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. So that's getting into a different market for them, because usually the price point's higher, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know a ton about it, but that does seem, now that I think about that, seems pretty cheap. So
well, now that, like I said, that's for the all digital, so they have not released any details yet on the Xbox Series X, which will actually have, now if you wait until they release that version, the Series X,
right,
it'll come with a 1 terabyte solid state drive with the ability to expand to an additional 1 terabyte.
Wow.
It'll have a 4K UHD Blu-ray disc drive and a wireless controller. But there's not been any release date or price details released on that point yet.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I know from my experience, Kale downloads his anyway. I don't know the last time he's bought a disc game.
Right.
So, yeah, all digital is probably where it's going to stay at anyway.
Well, I think that's probably what they're testing, because they started testing it with Xbox One.
Right.
Several months ago, they released like the all new digital edition for $199, and apparently people have been adopting it enough for them to go, hey, here's the new console, here's the cheaper price,
yep,
and here's what you get.
And and finding that market. Well, cool. All right. Well, that sounds really good. And then you have another Google app update?
Yes, the Google Phone app.
Google Phone app, there we go.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember, but I couldn't see on my screen. I didn't write it on my paper like I normally do, because my notes are over here.
Yeah.
So I'm going without notes today and just winging it.
That's scary.
Yeah, I know.
So the Google Phone app. So Dave, you have an Android.
Yes, I do.
I have an Android. What phone app do you use on your phone?
I wish I knew what you're talking about.
Okay. So I'm going to assume...
I have a feeling, because I know what apps are.
Yeah.
And I know the apps that I use, but since you're saying a phone app...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
How do I figure that out? I have my phone here, but what do you
hold it up. Let me just look at the home, your home screen.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're using probably the Samsung phone app.
Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever came with it's what I use.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I don't change it.
Okay, so the Google Phone app is now going to be able to tell you why a business is calling you.
Really?
Yes.
So do I already have the Google Phone app?
No, you
I
have
have
to
Samsung. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have it yet. And because they're getting ready to expand the phone app to other devices other than Google Pixel devices.
Really?
Yes.
And so when somebody calls, it'll say like auto warranty.
Yes.
And I'll know that's a scam, or not a scam call, but a phishing call.
Yeah. Well, Google over the summer released an app on the Google Phone app, a feature inside the app where you could turn it on to where if a number calls you that is not in your contact list,
right,
Google steps in and goes, please state your name and the reason you're calling.
Oh.
And so I'll get like one quick little light up on my phone, and then Google steps in, and they'll either, if it's a warranty call or telemarketer, 9 times out of 10, it'll hang up. If it's one of those automated ones, it'll keep rattling. And then once it gets done, Google will actually let the call ring in, and then it pops up a little text box saying, transcribing what that person said. So then you go, oh yeah, that is somebody, or that's just a warranty call or whatever.
Yeah. Huh.
But 9 times out of 10, if it's a telemarketer, I'll watch it on my phone. I'll watch it pop up, and then you can see where Google's talking to them, and then all of a sudden you'll see, the call just hang up.
Nice.
So now this is actually going to take it a step further. Is Google has now figured out a way to verify that it's a business that's calling you, and they're doing this in real time to prevent phone number and call spoofing. Your screen will display the caller's name and logo of the business logo along with the verification symbol. Verified callers will tell you why they're getting in touch with you too. So if I call you, Dave, and I just want to call and say, hey, we got a sale coming up.
Right.
You know, I can say that, and then you can go, yeah, I want to talk to Joe, or no, I don't want to talk to him, and just leave it alone.
So hold on. So you think it'll be live people as well that call will be screened?
Yes.
Huh. So basically you're getting a secretary.
Yes.
Or an administrative assistant here through Google.
Yeah, basically a call screener.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and
how
nice.
hard will that be though? Because like if you're calling me, you want to talk to me, you don't want to go through that rigmarole. Do you think that'll happen all the time, or is there?
Well, if it's a verified business, it will do that automatically.
Okay,
because
so
that's what it does. It looks at that phone number and does a search for that phone number to see if it's associated with a true business or not.
Right.
And then it'll pop and say, yeah, this is business, and then they'll step in between and say, why are you calling or whatever.
Well, I mean, we're in a small town, so there's a lot of businesses. So, like, Hardman's might call me and say, hey, we're just verifying we're going to deliver some lumber, whatever.
Right.
So they would get screened as well.
Yes.
And have to go through it. But, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I guess in the long run, it would save you.
Right. But where I find the benefit is, in a situation like that where, okay, Hardman's calls my orders in or whatever, they'll do that and it's like, yeah, I'll answer and say, okay, yeah, when can I come pick it up? On the flip side of the coin, I get so many calls from vendors.
Right.
And it's just those, hey, how's things going? Do you got any sales coming up, or do you have any projects lined up? And I don't want,
you don't want
I love my vendors.
Yeah.
And most of the reps I deal with are great people. But if I would sit there and talk to every one of them, that's all I'd get done.
Yeah.
So this is going to be nice from my end, as if they try to call, Google steps in. What are you basically saying? What do you want? And then when they say, "Oh, we're just checking in, see if there's any orders,"
yeah, nice.
Sorry, Joe's unavailable.
Well, I mean that's the world we're living in now. So that's a good app to have. It sounds like, because that'll really save you from all those phishing calls.
Yeah.
My goodness, and I don't mean the tackle and reel type calls.
Right.
Phishing to try to hit you up to see if you'll answer to give you a sales pitch for 20 minutes.
Right. So to add on where you're going to get benefit from this, Dave, later this week, Google is actually going to release the phone app to non-Pixel devices. So those select devices running Android Pie and above, including LG and Samsung flagship phones, will be able to download the app for free from the Google Play Store.
Nice. Do you think it'll stay free?
Oh, well, yeah, it's just a phone. I mean, yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, that's broadening out their base of what they do. Okay.
So
I kind of figured it'd be one of those things that, hey, we're saving you time and trouble, so pay at least like 99 cents or whatever for the app.
No, Google's figured, how Google is. They figured out a way to make money on the back end.
Yeah, there's some sort of ad coming your way. Get ready. All right.
So I'm anxious, Dave. Does that interest you with the abilities and all that?
It does, just because when I do get those phishing calls, I block them. I block the number.
Right.
And that would save me a ton of trouble.
Well,
just because I hate it.
How about whenever it releases to your phone, we'll give you a week to test it, and then you do a product review on that.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, man. I'm in.
All right.
The less of those calls I have to field, the better I feel about it. Because it drives me nuts. Honestly, one of those things where you get a number and it's not a number but it's local.
Right.
And then, you just have to guess whether you should answer or not. And I hate being rude to people, but then again, I get so many spam calls. I'm just like, if it's something important, they'll leave me a message.
Right. Well, that's what I like about where Google steps in, because this phone number's not in my contact list, and then you just pop it up, and you can at least already get a little precursor of what they're calling for, if it's somebody legitimate or is this a spam call.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good deal. Yeah, I'm in. Product review coming your way as soon as this comes out.
Perfect.
Joe, my IT guy gets me hooked up.
Just download the app and you'll be ready.
Nice. All right, well, topic number 3 for the day, news update number 3. You got some news about Intuit.
Yes. So I'm going to be a little nosy, Dave.
Yeah.
Tax returns.
Yep.
How do you handle your tax returns?
I do TurboTax, which is done by Inuit. So when you told me this, I was like, uh-oh.
Okay, so this might apply to you.
It might.
Did you try, or have you used the Intuit quote-unquote free filing?
That I don't know.
Okay, because I saw it more last year. I don't know if they've done it for a couple years or not, but I do remember during this year's or last year's tax season, they was really hitting the commercials heavy. Free tax filing,
I pay, I know I have to put it on my credit card when I get completely done and I go to file. I have to pay a fee.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's to TurboTax.
Okay. Well, they was doing a free filing. That was one of their big marketing deals, was we offer free filing.
Right.
And I think it was skewed to certain group of people based on income or whatever.
Right.
Well, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, kind of stepping in going, hold on, something's not smelling right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving away free tax services.
Well, or claim that you're giving it away.
Yeah, there you go.
So the Federal Trade Commission is actively investigating Intuit and the popular maker of TurboTax. According to a new report from ProPublica, the case was revealed in a public court filing in which Intuit sought to limit the scope of the investigation. So apparently Intuit knows that they're doing something sketchy, and they're backpedaling saying...
Trying to block it.
Yeah, kind of do the smoke and mirrors. Hey, look over here, but don't look over here. So the investigation centers around TurboTax's quote-unquote free file product offered free of charge to most Americans in exchange for the assurance that the IRS would not develop a competing product. But ProPublica found in their investigations that Intuit had made the free file difficult to find. And in one case, they actually added code to the website to prevent it from being indexed by search engines. So if you tried to Google Intuit free filing, it would be very difficult, almost impossible to find.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So that definitely smells bad.
Yeah.
You start pulling those kind of moves, trying to hide your tax stuff. That's bad news.
Yes, so as a result, many users who were actually eligible for the free filing ended up having to pay.
Ooh. Huh. Yeah, I would like to think that I could do mine for free, but I'm positive I paid.
Yeah. So
whatever version I had. Well, I mean, anybody that's been listening to this shows knows I don't have the technology background to find something that's hard to find anyway.
Yeah.
I struggle to find something that's moderately easy to find. So, yeah, I'm probably not in that group. But interesting. All right, so, man, that gets sketchy when people are dealing with your tax stuff.
Yeah, so I'm anxious. So, it's all still new and fresh and still all of it's under wraps. So I'm anxious to follow this story and see what all shakes out.
Yeah, so because my first initial reaction was you're going to say, oh, there's a tax breach and all your information's dumped out there because you got to put a lot of personal information in your tax stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is just, that kind of information leaking is terrible, but this is just a slime ball move in my book.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's hard to stomach because people are getting cheated like that, and then with the IRS getting involved.
Yeah, and it's one of those...
I might get $12 out of this deal.
Yeah, you might. It's one of those, if they're going to offer it, that's fine. Yeah, it's
the old bait and switch.
Yeah, yeah, let's offer it, but let's make it very difficult to find. It's one of those, you don't have to shout it from the mountaintop, but you don't have to take that extra step of basically burying it under a pile of everything and saying, if you can dig all the way to the bottom, you can. If you find it, you can have it.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically a used car dealer scheme.
Yeah.
Come buy this car for $2,000, no credit check required. And when you get there, it's like, yep, never mind. This is what you have to go with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you want that $2,000? Well, we literally just sold that last $2,000 car. It left 10 minutes ago, and there wasn't a car on the lot.
It's hard to believe that TurboTax and Inuit would kind of resort to that. I agree with you. I mean, that seems like a slime ball move. Why? Why would they try to pull something like that? I don't know. Maybe business isn't as good as it seems, but...
I don't know. I mean, TurboTax...
It seems very popular.
Yeah. I mean, that even more popular than like H&R Block Salt. Now, in my book, I mean, as far as marketing goes and all that, I mean, you always hear TurboTax over anybody else.
Maybe that's why.
I mean, so if they're trying to do this with the assurance of the IRS not trying to compete with them, well, they kind of just shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll gain out of that. Well, but keep us updated on that one. That'll be a good one to kind of trail through and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how this unfolds.
I'm anxious to go see if I paid. Actually, I know I did. Well, I'm not that savvy.
I'm going to say, Dave, there's about a 99% chance you paid.
99.9.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, man, that's 3 good news updates for the week. I really like, the Google app for the phone. I'm anxious to see how that pans out. And I like that I'm involved in a product review, and it doesn't include me putting something in water that I own.
Yeah.
I really enjoy when we dunk Cena stuff in water. I don't know about putting my own in there, but
right.
So this will be a fairly harmless trial. All right. Cool deal. Well, you handed me a box, and we talked a little bit about this before the show, and we got a little product review. So
yes.
This is interesting. I'm not up to speed enough to know how this deal works, but I'm sure you'll explain it to me.
Okay.
So, latest on this product review, Joe.
Okay, so today we are reviewing the Tablo Dual Light Over-the-Air DVR. And as you can see, it's not a very big box, and there's not a lot going on with it. On the back there, as Dave's pointed to the camera, you have a coax port, a USB port, which I left my thumb drive in on purpose, and an Ethernet port, plus your power port.
Okay. Well, what's this little jewel do?
Well, I kind of chuckled when I heard your first reaction. Is that a router?
Yeah, it looks like a router that you install for us in our separate preschool rooms and so forth.
So, no, it's not a router. It is actually a entire home antenna broadcaster,
Okay.
TV antenna broadcaster.
You're going to have to go a little more in depth because now you've lost me.
Okay.
A TV broadcaster.
Yes. So I know growing up in rural West Virginia, to basically call yourself a true West Virginian, at some point in your life you had to have one of these. Have you ever used a TV antenna?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I used to have to go and change it, turn it,
Okay.
get rid of the static.
Yeah, with the old rotor box, you're out there manually cranking
yeah.
it.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Wait a minute, you had a rotor box? I had to go out and just turn the antenna pole.
Yeah, we
physically
didn't.
turn the pole.
We didn't have rotor box. Now, Cena's mom and dad did.
Ooh,
Yeah,
they're fancy.
yeah. Now, I actually had rabbit ears in my room growing up.
Really?
Yeah. Now we had cable system which has been out of business since 2006, 7. Called Conoco,
Yeah.
and it was bad.
Oh yeah.
And I to this day I still call it the community antenna because that was basically what it was. The signal was so bad. I mean, it was one of those. If it would snow, they'd have to go change it. If it got hot, they'd have to change it. So spring and fall was terrible. There was times I just plugged in rabbit ears to get better TV signal.
Yeah.
I lost most of my channels, but what I did get was a lot better quality.
Right. That almost sounds like our cable internet here. If it rains, our phone system goes wacky and everything else. Kind of crazy. But yeah, in this day and age, how's that happen?
Exactly.
But anyway, all right. Back to the nostalgia days. So yes, I had the antenna that you'd go out and turn.
Okay, so when you ran that antenna in your house, if you wanted to watch any of the TVs in the house off that antenna, what did you have to do?
We only had one TV, so I'm not sure.
Well, you had to string a cable to that TV.
Okay, so just like a splitter and go?
Yeah, so let's say you had two TVs in the house. You had to...
You were fancy. You had two TVs. You said you had your own TV. Wait a minute. You had your own TV in your room?
Yeah.
Jeez, Joe. Man.
And we had running water and electricity and everything.
Well, we had that, but we had one console TV that like was its own thing. It sat on the floor, kind of like a dresser drawer, but it was a TV.
Oh, Mom and Dad had one too.
Yeah, and then when that one broke, we put a TV on top of that TV.
Yep. Now I'll tell you what we did. We had one of the consoles, and then
console TV.
Yeah, Mom and Dad saved up. Dad wanted a big screen TV, and when I say a big screen TV, nowadays it was probably like a 36-inch TV, but it was literally like 4 foot tall and 3 foot wide, about 4 foot deep. So they put the console TV in my sister's room, and we actually hooked our Nintendo up. Now there's some nostalgia there.
Yeah.
And we played it on that, and then when the speaker finally blew out on it, we set another TV on top of that.
That's how it works, man. Back in the day, in rural West Virginia, console TV became a TV stand.
Yeah, and the funniest thing, Jeff Foxworthy was in Charleston, and Channel 8 News was doing an interview with him, and they said, give us a good bit real quick, and he said, you might be a redneck if your working TV sits on top of your non-working TV, and we all literally just looked at each other like,
gosh.
Yep, we're there.
That was me growing up, man. That was me. And that's I always sitting there. I was like, man, I'd love to get rid of this console TV that doesn't work, but it's holding up my other TV.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we finally moved that TV out of Mom and Dad's house several years ago, and good golly, it was like moving a boat. Yeah, it was like moving a boat anchor.
Yeah, they weigh a ton, so there's no
for a 12-inch screen, and it was 350 pounds practically.
Yeah. It took a lot of stuff to run that little 12-inch screen back in the day.
Yes.
Now these little wall mount, or not little, but you can get a 60-inch wall mount TV that weighs like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But on the flip side of the coin, those things pretty much stood the test of time.
Oh, yeah. Ours was, I don't even know how old it was, but it lasted forever.
Yeah, only reason Mom and Dad got rid of the one quit working was the speaker blew out.
Yep.
The picture still worked, but the speaker blew out.
It's interesting. We had, I don't know what you'd call them, regular tube TV, like the older ones, the box TVs.
Yeah.
Up until, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when it went bad, I went to Walmart, and the kid was standing there. I was like, hey, where's your box TVs? He looked at me, blink, And I was like, like the box TV. Mine just went bad. I want to replace it because, hell, it lasted 20 years.
Right.
And he's like, no, you got to get one of these, sir. I was like, no, really, I want one of the box ones.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is all we got, so you got to get one of these. I was like, man, and I'm pretty sure I called you because then I ran into problems. Because it was like a plasma, a smart TV, or whatever, LCD.
Right.
And I was like, Joe, I'm staying in Walmart. I need a new TV, and I don't know what this stuff means.
Right.
And I remember we had a whole conversation about, if I was doing cable, satellite, or if I needed a smart TV, and it was a fiasco.
Yeah, and what's funny is I threaten to Cena all the time that I'm going to go in Best Buy one of these days and just act like I'm completely oblivious to anything and go in there and say I need a new forehead VCR and just watch their head just explode.
Yeah. Well, and that's what we talked. I remember when you were talking, like you have a DVD player. And I was like, man, I don't even have that. I don't even know what we're doing here. I just got to get a flat screen TV, I guess. So, upgraded. But it was light. We mounted it on the wall, and I could not believe it.
Yes.
Because I only caught one stud with the thing. Due to the corner it was in, there wasn't a stud to where the mount would match. And I was like, I don't know. This thing only weighs 20 pounds. It'll be fine. So Cal and I hooked it up, and we went. Flat screen TV.
Perfect.
Getting in the modern era.
Yeah, there you go.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Or less.
It was funny when I worked at the hospital back in 2004 when I started. That was right when flat panels started hitting the marketplace.
Yeah.
And in the computer lab, they wanted a big flat screen monitor, and I'm talking probably 45, 50 inch.
Oh, wow.
Dave, no joke, I think the mom and dad's console TV was lighter.
Yeah.
Because, no joke, it was every bit of that thick.
Yeah.
Coming from the wall. And it was mounted into a concrete wall, and we had to have maintenance put it in. And I think it took 4 maintenance guys.
Wow.
Because it was so heavy.
Yeah. But they've done something now. They're super light. It's incredible. I mean, I just, kids nowadays will never know the struggle of back 30 years ago.
Yeah, they just
ago,
don't.
Even 10 years ago. They'll never know the struggle of lugging around a big honking TV that's 3 foot square.
Yeah. And then if you decide to turn the sweeper on, the screen goes.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. So that's kind of crazy. All right. So anyway, we got way off topic there, but coming back to the Tablo box.
Okay.
So what's this doing? So okay. I had an antenna, and you're right. You had to put a splitter, run another cable.
Right. So you had string cable all over the house wherever you wanted a TV, and you better hope that you had a strong enough signal from the antenna to where you wouldn't have to put any boosters or amplifiers in between to push the signal to all the TVs in your house. This box changes everything.
Okay. Game changer. Wow.
Yes. This is what sold me on it. Our office is behind our house.
Yep.
And
probably like 30 yards?
Yeah, thereabouts. Okay. So I had an antenna on our roof of our house, and it was a struggle. It was an all-day Saturday ordeal for me sitting up there trying to get it angled just right. Because
was this hey, honey, this will only take an hour, and then 6 hours later?
Yeah, Cena's going, are you going to get done today? It's like, yeah, I'm about 15 minutes away from being done.
Yeah. And then an hour later.
Yeah. So, and our house sits higher than our office, so I was like, I even just tried to tempt it on the office, and it wasn't going, and the antenna wasn't going to work. And I was like, I'm not fooling with this. There's got to be an easier way. In comes Tablo.
Yeah.
So you run your cable from your antenna, and instead of plugging it into your TV, you plug it into your Tablo device.
Gotcha.
So then Tablo takes that and broadcasts it, and then you take it has built-in Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and so you hook it up to your network, and it'll broadcast throughout your entire home through your network.
Nice. Now, what's the little fob you have in there?
The little thumb drive?
Yeah.
That is your DVR capability.
Ooh.
Yes.
Really? So it works off that and has DVR built in?
Yeah. Well, you just plug that in for the storage for your DVR.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So now now not only is it a TV tuner, but it's a full-fledged DVR as well. So you can pause live TV. You can record shows just like a regular DVR.
Really?
Yes.
See, and I like it because we had talked about. I'm going to get off the satellite TV deal and needed something to do. But man, I really like recording Like, we still record motocross races that happen on Saturday and Sunday that we're not home to see or whatever.
Right.
And still like recording those type of things or special shows that we want to see.
Right.
So I was kind of like, yeah, but I mean, you can stream a lot of that stuff anyway.
Well, a lot of the streaming services offer DVR capability as well.
That's what I mean. Because I got last year NBC Gold to watch the races because they didn't broadcast all of them on TV, and I can just go on and watch them whenever. I can watch them live or I can watch playback. So,
right.
So I kind of, nice. All right. So, sorry, got you off track again.
So now with this capability, not only can I watch it on my smart TVs, but I can also watch it on my computer or my iPhone or my iPad or my Android phone or my Android tablet.
And so it's all wireless, except for the wire coming in.
The coax and the electric wire and the electric cable and maybe the Ethernet if you want to hook it up.
Whichever way you're going to go that route.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it broadcasts out. How far does it go?
Well, it runs off your Wi-Fi or your network, so however your network goes.
Right. And I know you got the
Orbeez.
Yes. There you go. Read my mind.
Yep.
So you're able to take your TV anywhere your Orbeez will go, which is huge. Because I know you got like what do you call it, a net? Something? Or however you set up your Orbeez?
Oh, it's a mesh network.
Mesh network. There you go. That allows you to spread those out quite a ways.
Yeah. And so now, and plus it also has a capability that, of course, now, Dave, you know where I'm going with this. Should I call out our local ISP by name?
Yes.
Okay. Frontier. Because of Frontier, I can't use this feature, but if you had good internet other than Frontier, you could actually watch it while you're not at home. Well, if you're away from home, you could watch your local channels as well.
Really?
Yes.
That's kind of crazy.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, Frontier does their phone lines too, and they're terrible.
Yeah.
When it rains, our second line for some reason goes out, and will ring us every half hour just to remind us that it's not working. It's crazy. It's like there's a little gremlin in there. Hey, it's time to mess with the guys.
Yeah.
And girls upstairs.
Yeah.
Bing. We'll ring you once. Yeah. We're just like, stupid ring. Anyway.
No, you got the old caller down there. One ringy dingy.
Yeah. Okay, so back to this deal.
Yeah, went way back on that one, didn't you?
Yeah. So you plug this in, and it runs off your
wireless network
to give you TV anywhere, including when you're not home.
Yes.
That is amazing. I'm baffled by how all that works. Somebody's doing some incredible technology work.
Yes.
But hey, I don't question it. We'll just use it.
Right. So here's what all it does. It has 2 over-the-air tuners in it, so you can actually record 2 shows at once, or one person can be watching live and one could be recording at the same time. It has the whole home and away capability, like we discussed. The DVR, here's where it gets really cool. You have satellite, right?
Yes.
And who do you have, Dish or Direct?
Direct.
So when Direct brings you a box,
right,
whatever storage is in it, that's it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
With this, you get as big as you want. All you have to do is plug in whatever size drive you have or you want.
So how big? What size drive do you have plugged in?
128 gig. So if you want a 2 terabyte storage, that's a lot of recordings, but you just plug it in and go.
Yeah, I don't know how much my DVR holds, but I know we constantly got to delete stuff to make more room.
Right.
Because the kids record their favorite shows, and then I record sporting stuff. And
right.
Interesting. Wow. So you could save up to 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming if it's saved on there, you can plug it into something else and watch it, right?
That part I have not tested. I've not tested taking the thumb drive out to see what file format the files are in, but I'm anxious to see if they actually do encryption on that or not.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because you could record your shows, stick it in your laptop when you're going somewhere.
Right, and watch them that way.
Yeah, or like you said, there's another way to do it though, right? Through internet access.
Yeah, if you have internet access.
I was thinking if you're at a hotel, for instance, and you want to watch your local whatever.
Yeah, watch your local news at night.
Or watch something you recorded, you can access as long as you have high-speed internet.
Yes.
Or you could pop that drive out possibly and take it with you.
Yeah, if it's not encrypted, yes.
Yeah, okay. Interesting stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah, and
that's a game changer.
So on the recordings, the DVR recordings, of course, now there's a fee on some of this stuff, but it also has automatic commercial skip.
Really?
Yes.
Man, I'm sold. I'll just keep this one, and you can work out your own.
Yeah. You're going to have to talk to Cena about that one.
Oh, gosh. Not Cena. Cena's a hard dealer. She doesn't mess around.
That's why she takes care of
in
the
charge
business
of
side
that,
of it. Yes.
Yeah. Smart move, Joe.
And with it set up, you can have up to 6 people watching simultaneously. So you can have 2 people watching live and 4 people watching recordings all at the same time.
Nice. Man, that's amazing. That, it's such a great time to be alive. The technology is just crazy good right now. I wonder, how long has this been out? Roughly. I mean, how long have you had it?
I've had it for about a year now.
Okay, so it's been out a while. Worked out all the bugs and stuff?
For the most part, it's one of those, it's gotten better with age. It's kind of like a fine wine. It's gotten better with age. Because whenever I first got it, it did not have the commercial skip. That was one of the features that came out later on.
Now, does it update itself, or do you have to get a new box?
No, it updates itself.
Ooh,
so the
nice.
commercial skip capability, it just came in an update.
Just said, there you go.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing.
So we're going to play, I guess, how much you pay. So how much would you pay for this?
Oh, geez. I don't know. $200-300?
$149.99 retail.
Really?
Yes.
Is this something you sell at A&M?
We might be able to get it.
Work out
I haven't contacted Tablo yet, but Tablo, if you're listening, we would love to review other products. They have bigger DVRs.
Right.
So if you want to send us this way, we'd be more than happy to review another one. Or if you want us to be a reseller, we would love to discuss that option as well.
Yeah, because I can see this would be very popular here in the next coming months when, I don't know, people are always just, satellite TV's rough.
Yes.
They give you specials, try to keep you hooked in, but they run out, and then TV just costs so much, and we're not home enough to watch it. That's my problem. That's why I'm getting away from it and going to something like this, because I only want it when I want it.
Right. Well, and with the satellite and stuff like that, they lock you in for so long.
Yeah.
Where if you do streaming services,
yep,
you can literally turn it on and off as you please. Or even if you go this route, once you buy the equipment, you own it.
Oh yeah,
unless you pay for the premium features. With the Tablo, some premium features is the commercial skip.
Yeah.
And if you do the free, which is what I do, you can't schedule your recordings out. You can only schedule them for that day of.
Okay.
Which is kind of a pain in the butt on mine. But I can understand the reasoning, but it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But it's not bad as far as pricing. I think it's like $7 a month.
Right.
Where you can actually get it to extend out to 14 days.
Yeah.
So you can.
Does it let you do series recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, yeah. That's no problem.
Yes, but for it to catch all the episodes, you have to do the paid subscription.
Right,
if not, you have to manually each time go in there.
Well, for $7 a month, that's, I don't know, my satellite TV bills. It's in with my cell phone bill, but anyway.
Right.
I haven't watched TV in the last 5 days.
Right.
So I'm paying for services that I don't even use.
Right.
And I'm paying a high price for it, I think.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I say I think because my bill's like, I don't know, $60-80, something like that.
So plus you get the commercial skip capability.
Well, what really bothers me is they keep taking away channels.
Yes.
Like I'm a big Food Network guy.
Yes.
I watch the cooking shows. One of them disappeared last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't even know why. Just disappeared. Like it's no longer available to me.
Yeah.
That
They've switched their packages around. They're losing money, and so they want you to up to the next passage. So
all they're doing is losing a customer. Especially because I know a good IT guy.
Yeah.
What was the other one I got to look up? Pluto TV?
You have not looked up Pluto TV?
I haven't watched TV for 5 days. Man.
I know, but still, I'm shocked that you didn't even at least look at it.
Nah, soccer season started. This is crazy. This is my schedule. So soccer Monday through Thursday, a game every night with one of my Yahoos, and then Saturdays. So Friday and Sunday are my 2 days that I don't have soccer games in the evening.
And this is even dealing with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that throws another wrench into everything.
Yeah, so that's why I say I haven't watched TV for at least 5 days, maybe longer.
Yeah.
I don't miss it. I don't even know what I'm missing, so it's okay.
Right.
Ignorance is bliss. If I don't know about it, I'm happy.
There you go.
But yeah, no time to sit at home bored watching TV. But I am interested in this because I could have it there when I wanted it and watch it on the road if I felt like it. Which,
right.
We're not going anywhere, staying in hotels, none. But at some point we probably will.
Right.
Huh. Interesting stuff. Okay, so $150.
Yes.
And you get all that.
Right. Plus, if you pay the extra $7, you get the pre-scheduled recordings and commercial skip
some of the bells and whistles.
Yes.
So here's my next question. I assume you have to have a smart TV or one of the devices that let this hook to your TV.
Yes.
Okay. Talk a little bit about that, just for the knuckleheads like me that don't know.
Okay, so to get this to work on your TV, because normally you would plug in the coax cable to your TV, and then
Right.
you do an antenna search on your TV. Well, this takes all that work out. So if you have a smart TV, you just need to look for the Tablo app, and that's Tablo, Tablo.
Right.
And if your smart TV does not have that app, or you don't have a smart TV, just pick up a Roku device. I mean, those are $30-$40,
Yeah.
the cheapest one, and there you go, you're ready to go. Or you can watch it on your mobile devices.
Without that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you just download the app.
But I'm assuming if you're at this point, you want to go to your TV. So
Right, yeah.
For $30-$40, that's an easy deal.
Yeah, I just picked it up for the convenience of, and
Right.
plus the convenience of extending it up to the office, plus now being able to watch it on my mobile devices. That's even...
Well, go back to that. So
Okay.
now you can put a TV anywhere because you're not
Yes.
restricted about cables or wires.
Exactly. That's why I did it.
You can watch TV outside
Yes.
as long as your network went there, right?
Yeah, as long as you had Wi-Fi signal, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes, you can watch the news while you're mowing the yard.
Oh, gosh.
I don't recommend that.
I was going
but-
to say, I struggle driving a mower anyway. And I got some pretty steep hills.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that is interesting. You could, because I know when we had DirecTV come in, they're like, where else would you want TV? And we're like, I don't know. We don't really, TV's not a priority. But we went ahead and had one put in our one exercise room anyway, so that if somebody's running on a treadmill, they could watch TV.
Right.
And it was a fiasco. The guy had to go up in the attic, we had to run a cable across the attic, drill more holes. I mean, this is a whole hullabaloo. This saves all that. You could have TV wherever you want without the wires.
Yeah, and if you wanted to have... So now, since, you probably more than likely can't go to any college football games or anything like that, tote the TV out the driveway and have your own tailgate party, have a couple
There you
friends
go.
over, socially distanced, and enjoy the game that way.
Game changer. Okay. Well, let's do pros and cons then. What's the pros, Joe?
Okay, so the pros, the dual tuner capability, so you can actually watch or record at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're not tying one of those up, and they actually make a bigger model that actually lets you do up to 4 at once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's the streaming up to multiple devices at once, which I really like. So even though your 2 main tuners are full, you still have 4 other people that can watch recordings at that time as well.
Right.
So that's nice.
That is nice.
The ease of use to set up, I mean, it's pretty much a straightforward. Plug it in and download the app, and the app holds your hand and walks you through the setup process.
Yeah, I'm baffled by how you get your TV to talk to it.
What you'll do is you hook it up to your
That's
network.
the Roku or something like that, right?
Well, what you'll do is you'll hook the Tablo up to your network, download the Tablo app on either your tablet or your phone,
Right.
and it'll walk you through that initial setup. Then once that's done, then you can download the Roku channel app, and it'll just automatically detect
Take
it on
off.
the network.
Nice. Okay, so fairly easy. That's
Yes.
good.
And the storage size, where you get to choose how much storage you get, that was a big one for me.
Put your own in there. Yeah, that is nice. All right. Talk some cons then. What are the downsides?
Okay, the cons. One of the issues that I ran into that about 90% of the consumers that will use it won't run into is networking issues. The way I have my network set up, I have what I call my guest network.
Right.
That if anybody comes out, they can connect to this one network. Then I have my IoT devices, my Internet of Things devices, my Echo Dot, Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa, Lunatic Fringe, volume high. You're welcome.
Tablo, my Rokus, any of that type of stuff where if one of them gets compromised, I don't want it eating up my entire network.
Right.
They're quarantined there. And then I have, my other network for my business and stuff like that. So going from our business network to our IoT network,
Right.
I was having some issues and I was having some issues on our IoT network trying to find the Tablo.
Yeah.
And could not find it. So I went to the Tablo message board and said, hey, I'm having this issue. It's coming in and out. I'm getting this error. What's the deal? And somebody said, check your IP addressing on your network. I said, well, what's that got to do with anything? I can see it on the network. And they said Tablo has pre-configured in their software that if your network's set up outside of this certain, and I don't remember right off the top of my head, certain IP address range,
Right.
which 99% of the routers are already set up like that out of the box, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
If your network's set up outside that range, it will not work.
So if it doesn't fit the basic protocol what the average user would use,
Yeah.
i.e. not a technology guy,
Right.
then you might have to go in and.
So I thought, well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I set my network the way I set it up. This should not matter.
Right.
But they said nope. And as soon as I made that change, boom, it started working, and it's been flawless ever since.
Okay. So for a high-end technology person, be aware of that.
Yes.
If you're like me, then it should just take off and work.
Right. Pretty good chance it will.
Yeah.
The next con's the 1 day only option on the free guide. Tablo, I understand why you're doing this. I understand the thought process.
Yeah.
I can't knock you on that. One suggestion I would like to see is maybe if they could push it out to like 2 days, so then I can at least look at tomorrow's schedule today to pre-record instead of
just one day stinks because it's daily.
Yeah, because I mean I know my day's hectic, but I don't have 3 kids like you, Dave. So I know trying to think of one time to do it, and 2 thinking of okay, what show was I wanting to watch that I wanted to remember to record. This
is the kicker for me, Joe. I don't care that much about it, so I would probably be okay with that. Because again, ignorance is bliss, and what I miss and I don't know about, even better.
Until you hit that one show that you're just...
I know, you hit the one show that you just have to watch.
Right.
And you're like, oh, crap. I need more than 1 day. Come on.
Yeah, because those are very few and far between, but there's that one show.
Take my $7.
Yeah.
I got to have it. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, and that's true, because like I say, we watch some racing stuff. So yeah, I would pay the $7 to be able to pre-record all those.
Right.
And no, I'm not going to miss them.
Right.
Because life's busy with 3 kids. You're getting there. You wait.
Yeah.
Life gets busy, and you're like, shoot, I really want to watch my show, but I don't need it until next week.
Yes. We're nonstop with 1. I couldn't imagine 3.
You're welcome. Those families that have like 3, 4, 5. Whew,
yeah.
That's a lot of running around.
Yeah. Hats off.
To do.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, kids are wonderful.
So last con, the Windows app. It's a little buggy for me.
Yeah,
and I can understand why, because most of their users are going to be phone and tablet users, which the app is flawless on there. I mean, I fire it up and it just works. On my desktop at the office, it sometimes it's a chore to have it find the Tablo and actually connect to it.
That's what I was going to say. What do you mean by buggy issues? For a non-tech person, what's that mean?
The buggy issues I run into is I'll open up Tablo and it'll say connect. So I hit connect. Unable to find Tablo.
Wow.
Connect again. And I had to hit it 4 or 5 times. Well, I have my Samsung tablet sitting right there beside me, and it's sitting there just playing all day long. No issues. It's
so just little stuff like that.
Little minor annoyances on my part.
How often does that happen?
It's gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's just, if I tried every day in a week and maybe 1 day a week where I'm having to spend a half hour, 45 minutes just connect.
That's Tablo telling you don't want to watch TV that bad.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Joe. Your TV allotment is up.
Exactly. Get some work done and maybe we'll talk.
Oh, you just found out. That Cena's blocking it.
Oh, that's
probably. She's like, Joe, you're not watching TV on your tablet. You're doing work.
Yeah, she's figured out a way to remote into it and reboot it just to mess with me.
She's like, yep, Joe's trying to watch TV again. Here we go. Watch this. Blink, blink.
Fixed. Okay, yeah. So he did get those 2 quotes ready. Oh, look, it's all magically working now.
Yeah. Your half hour, you got your work done half hour. Now you can watch TV.
Yeah,
that's funny. Cena's probably like, "Daggone, I just got rooted out."
Yeah, they're on to me.
I got to come up with a different scheme. Oh well. All right. Is that the last con?
That's the last con.
Well, that's not too bad a list. So now I'm curious. So I really sometimes we do thumbs up, thumbs down, but at this point, I want to hear the star review just because you came off a 5-star, you went to a 4-star.
No, 3-star.
Or 3-star, yep, you're right. So and this one has got both 3 pros and 3 cons, roughly, maybe 4 of each, but it's kind of in the middle of the road for me, so I'm curious to see where your stars are going to fall. So lay out the star ranking system.
I'm giving it a solid 4 stars.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Even
though the cons were the same amount of cons, which I mean, quality over quantity at this point is what I'm going to say.
Right.
4 stars. Okay.
Yeah.
Give us some background on that.
Well, the cons, it's another one of those. The cons weren't major cons for me to just tank it.
Gotcha.
There were little minor annoyances where in most situations you may not have this issue, but in situations like mine, it's little just minor buggy annoyances that just drive me up the wall.
Well, you're an IT guy, so those little things, that's what you go around fixing anyway.
Yeah.
I feel
so
like,
it's one of those,
at least for us.
Yeah, so it's one of those, I know it's working. It's just one of those, I know it's working. Why isn't it working?
Yeah. Where like the average person like me be just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep on going.
So it's one of those, it's the little minor annoyances that it just drive me up the wall.
And your 4-star reviews are pretty heavy, though. I mean, you've given 1 5, so I think since I've known you over the last 10 years,
right,
of you doing this, and so 4 is pretty heavy. That's a good review then.
Yes, but with the other capabilities, what sold me on it was I'm not locked into a certain size DVR.
Right.
Plus
the pros outweigh the cons by a lot.
Yeah, the DVR capability, the number of tuners built in, and the ability where I didn't have to string cable everywhere, because that's what I did before.
Yeah, you're right. That's huge.
Because before we had a TV in the living room, TV in the bedroom. Yeah, and I had to string a cable into the living room from the antenna, and then I had to put a splitter on that, and then I had to split it off of that, and then I was going to have because I already have to have an amplifier and a LTE filter and all this to get the antenna to work to begin with. But where I just run the cable into that and I'm done, life is good.
You know what I just realized? I'm going to change cameras here just so people can see this. So I have it, if you can see my hand in the back, right here on the shelf, and I'm looking at it. I just realized you were going to loan this to me, but you didn't give me the power cable.
That was by design.
I know. So this whole, hey, you can go try this out. Yeah. I was just making that up in my head. You didn't actually say that, but I was going to try to figure out how to get this from you for like a week, just try it out.
Right.
But you didn't bring the power cable.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to borrow it.
See, that's by design.
Man, my grand scheme did not work at all. No power cord. Daggone technology, guys. You guys know everything. All right, anyway. So I guess you can take it home with you, Joe, and I'll just pretend like I had it. And
how about this, Dave? I'll go get you the power cord, and I'll be right back.
I'm pretty sure that'll come with a utility bill, though.
You probably.
Some sort of bill.
Yeah, rental fee or something.
Yeah. I know how that works. I've been down that road before. No problems. You'll get it back, but it's going to require a check or some cash on your end. Yeah. All right. Well, still, that's pretty cool. That's, again, amazing technology, and you've really upped the ante here the last couple months with the show, because with the I want to say Waze, but Wise. The Wise products are home runs.
Yes.
And I'm terrible. I don't upgrade my life, so I don't have any of them. But at some point, I'm sure I will.
Right.
Just because it's so awesome for the price point and what you reviewed and the pros on those. And now you're bringing this in. So I feel like if the average person isn't paying attention to this show, they really should, because this would solve so many problems.
Yeah.
And make life a lot easier.
Well, and the funny thing of it is, so many people are going back to the TV antennas because, growing up,
everybody's tired of cable and satellite stuff.
Everybody had TV antennas, and then when cable and satellite hit big, everybody did away with their antennas. Now everybody's going back to the antennas. So the antenna is making a comeback. Here we are in 2020, the age of everything. That what's old is new again.
Right. Yeah, I got a record player. I got albums.
Yeah,
I'm not afraid. Retro man. Woo. Did you say you had one too?
No, I don't.
I talked to somebody else then. Somebody else had one.
Mom and Dad still have theirs.
Nice. Yeah, Katie, my daughter Katie, got us back into albums. So we got 100 albums now.
I was talking to Mom the other day, and she said, because I told her that albums are making a comeback, and I said, and the price of this stuff is just crazy. I said,
my goodness,
2 years ago, you could buy a truckload at a yard sale for $5. Now
you still can. You still can catch some yard sales here and there, but if you go online and buy them,
you're basically paying retail.
Yeah, it's unreal. Walmart carries them.
Yeah. But and I told Mom that, and she said, well, your dad still has some in the basement. I was like, no, you don't understand. Don't sell them. Unless you're just wanting rid of them. But
keep them.
But they are making a comeback, surprisingly.
Well, and Zach used to, part of the local radio station back in his high school days. He worked for him and so forth. He was telling me they used to dump dumpsters of records just because the record companies sent them out to all the radio stations across country.
Right.
They'd play them for a week or two and then throw them away. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Like, he used to have Casey Kasem's top 100s for the weekend.
Oh, man.
And stuff like that. And I was just like, what? That'd be so awesome right now, because I like 80s music.
Yeah, but can you imagine, what that would pitch top dollar on eBay?
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Just because, like, what we were doing, I like soundtracks, just because you get a variety of music on one record, or one album, I guess. And, other than, but it is kind of cool to get a band and listen to all their songs versus just one song that you might like you do on Spotify or whatever.
Right.
So that's pretty neat too, because I've really started to like some songs that I would have never ever listened to otherwise.
Right.
But the soundtracks are neat because they got a variety.
Right.
Kind of like listening to the radio. But
yeah, there's a blast from the past. Casey Kasem. I wonder how many people under the age of 30 got that.
Yeah, I know. So, pretty cool stuff. But anyway, if you're into that kind of thing, man, go get your record player, buy some albums.
And then hook up.
It sounds so much different.
Yes, the sound is much different.
And I talked to a guy, another little interesting tidbit, since we're hijacking and going so far off the page now, we might as well throw this tidbit in there. So I talked to a guy about albums because they're like, what is the big deal? And he said that when they do cassettes and CDs, that they take out chunks of music.
Yes, they have to compress it.
They compress it, and he says you lose 3 seconds here, 2 seconds there, and he says over a song of 3 minutes long, you probably lose 10 or 12 seconds of that song, where albums have everything.
Right.
And he said, so the quality, depending on how you look at it, he's like, it may not be something important. It might be something important. You just don't know because where it gets compressed. But he said that's why a lot of people still like to listen to the records, because they get that extra 12 to 13 seconds back in the song.
Right.
And,
or when they compress the audio, some of the just little nuances inside.
Yeah.
You hear on the album you might hear that little triangle ding in the background where the CD you didn't even know there was a triangle there.
Yep.
So it's just the little nuances like that change everything.
So it's kind of crazy. So if you're a music person, hey, buy you a record player. You can get them fairly cheap.
Yeah. And
then start buying albums. You can get them on like I'm a couple of Facebook page things that they auction them off, and people just throw up pictures and say for sale.
Yeah.
Pretty neat stuff. I like it. My daughter likes it, so something we share. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's. I remember as kids. Of course, now when I was growing up, that's right when records was starting to phase out, and and the only thing you saw on TV was the rappers that took the records and tried to
scratching
the
them,
turntables.
Yeah.
And I
go
remember
ahead, do the noise, Joe. You did the hand gesture. There you go, that a boy.
I remember Mom threatened to beat us within an inch of our life if we tried that.
Oh yeah, scratch up the records.
Yeah, don't scratch up the record.
Yeah.
And but they do it on TV.
Yeah, that's
try
what you
that.
Do. Yeah. I'm coming your way with a belt.
Yeah,
we'll fix this.
Yeah. You want to scratch your record? I'll scratch you.
Yeah.
And I remember we had one. Mom and Dad inherited somewhere along the line, and the needle was just all jacked up.
Yeah.
From the previous owner. And I remember telling Mom, I was like, I want to listen to a record.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, we're not using that one. I said, why? She said the needle's bad on it. And I just never understood the concept of the needle but now that I'm older, I understand that's
so this blows my mind, and I just can't get past it, and I can't figure it out. How in the world do they get all the sounds of a band and music and everything to play on a record that has a little valley that goes back left and right?
Yeah.
And through a needle, and somehow transcribes all that sound with a needle that works off like an electromagnetic deal?
Yeah, because it just runs along the ridge, and then it's got the little dips and peaks. And
then little left and right. So out of 4 movements by a needle and some sort of electromagnetic deal, they pull out guitar singing that has so many, like you said, nuances.
Yeah.
How in the world did they figure that out?
Yeah,
I can't comprehend it.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's just magic.
It is. It's kind of crazy, and I've looked it up a couple times. Like, how does a record work? How does that work? And I can't fathom how they get all that sound, all the different sounds, to come out of a needle that goes 4 different directions.
Yeah,
I don't know. My mind is blown. So somebody comment on Facebook, tell me how this works, because anyway. All right. Well, anything else you want to add? How does somebody get a hold of you? You've thrown out a lot of cool stuff here today with your news updates, and really a really cool product review.
Right.
So if someone wants more information, wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at amdigitaltech for all that, or subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review on that, and be sure to listen to the Patch Turned Up radio station. The app is free on iOS and Android for podcast, news, music, and all that good stuff. And
wow.
That's pretty much it.
That's a whole list of stuff that you've got memorized.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, Joe. So, all right, good stuff. So, again, get a hold of Joe Cena. They're here at A&M Digital Technologies, one of our local businesses, doing great stuff out in the community. You've got all our 3 sites up and running for the school kids and parents now that school started, for them to go to the Newton Community Center, the AMA Senior Center, and here at the Committee on Aging to do their homework online.
Yeah, I did my rounds Friday and brought everybody up online. And
we're going to post that on our Facebook page. Remind me, I got to take a picture.
Okay.
People like pictures. And you're pretty. You're a handsome devil. So, yeah, that helps.
Yeah, Cena always said I got a face for radio.
All right. Well, that is our broadcast for today. This has been Help Desk with Joe. This is show 31, episode 55 of our podcast series. So thank you for turning in. And we are going to continue to do shows. I really like it, Joe. We got back in this groove, and we're 31 shows in.
We're full steam ahead.
So stay tuned in. You've been listening to our Patch Turned Up radio station for news, sports, and other stuff that we roll out here at Patch. Make sure you tune in and stay tuned in with us and connect with us and do all the podcasts, out on the line stuff. That's a throwback for you. I don't know how many people get that. I said that a couple times. It's from the movie The Interns or Internship or something like that, where they do the Google internship.
Okay.
And he keeps saying, and it just goes out on the line. He's like, online. It goes out on the line, online. And he's just saying it wrong. So I throw that out there every once in a while. And older people don't even notice, but younger people are like, what is he saying?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. So anyway, I've just messed up the whole outro, but that's what happens when a student's not here to run things. You know? All right, anyway, so thanks again for listening to our Patch Turned Up deal with our Help Desk with Joe podcast, and we'll be back next week with some more great stuff from Joe. Okay, so we've ended our podcast. We're going over to our Facebook Live broadcast. Thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate everyone checking out our Facebook stuff. We really appreciate Joe and Cena with A&M Digital Technologies. And we're going to conclude our Facebook broadcast. You've been watching Help Desk with Joe. This is show 31. And we'll be back next week with more shows. Make sure you tune in and join us. Everyone have a great day.